36 hotels across Hong Kong have been chosen as quarantine centers for arrivals starting just before Christmas. The government, meanwhile, has secured millions of doses of COVID vaccinations, with the first batch arriving from China next month. Grace Ma reports.
Chief Executive Carrie Lam has disclosed that at least 15 million doses of vaccine have been secured. Chinese firm Sinovac will provide 7.5 million doses, with the first million arriving next month. Another 7.5 million doses will come from U.S. pharmaceutical giant Pfizer and its German partner BioNTech, with the first batch expected in the first quarter of 2021. The government is also in talks with the British firm AstraZeneca for another 7.5 million jabs, but those will only arrive late next year if the deal is reached. The government will use the new law under the Prevention and Control of Disease Ordinance to launch a mass vaccination program. The government is also making an exception with advance purchases.
Unlike in the normal situation where vaccines are authorized and marketed before we buy, on this occasion, it's not just Hong Kong, everywhere in the world, they are buying or entering into purchase agreement when the vaccines have yet to complete several things. One is the clinical trial, the phase 3 clinical trial. The other is authorization in their respective jurisdictions. And finally is onto the market.
Lam was asked how she would convince people that the mainland vaccine is safe.
My response is, don't get involved in politics. Look at it in a totally depoliticized perspective. This is about science, this is about evidence, and these drugs will be authorized for use not only in Hong Kong, but in other places of the world.
3 million people in high-risk groups that include medics, the elderly, care home residents, caretakers, and chronic patients will get priority. Meanwhile, starting from December 22nd, all arrivals from outside China have to spend 14 days in quarantine in a government-designated hotel. A total of 12,000 rooms in 36 hotels will be reserved for them.
And basically for hotels, rooms, 80% of them are basically charged at less than $1,000 per day. And about 13% are charged below $500 a day.
The hotels will only be for people serving quarantine, and the government will arrange transport to take them there. Travelers will not be able to board flights for Hong Kong unless they have booked a designated hotel. Grace Ma, HKBC.